Hey, what's up, YouTube and Triple T members? Jeremy Barber here, owner of Trading the Trend chat room on Discord. There is a link in the video description. It is free to come check us out. Before we go any further, make sure to hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and if you know anybody out there that's thinking about getting into trading or they just got into it, have them check my channel out and try to make everything as easy as possible to understand, whether you've been in the game for a day or 10 years. I don't want to leave anybody out. Make sure everybody can follow along and understand what's actually going on. So I'm actually pretty excited about this week coming up. I know the last maybe 2.5 months, it's been pretty bad out there, especially if you're a momentum trader like I am. Volume has been pretty bad. Anything that moves is on news, and there's really no warning signs of it in the charts. So you can't get a good read on anything that's coming down the line. But I started about Wednesday of last week, started picking up little warning signs that we may be about to turn around. I did put out a video whenever we first started this little downtrend about 2.5 months ago. I did say, hey, I'm seeing all these warning signs, let's be cautious. And I'm kind of seeing the same thing in the opposite direction, and that's got me excited. It's been a pretty bad 2 months. I did lose about 30% of my portfolio over the last 2 months. And I withdrew all of my money from my accounts, and I am starting a new challenge with $5,000 in my trading account. That will be going live tomorrow, so I will give updates on here, but mostly in the Discord room. And I kind of wanted to do that because the last challenge that I started with 3,000, and it wasn't being recorded anywhere other than for my sake. So I wanted to put everything out in the open from day one, make sure that nobody can say, hey, this isn't legitimate or anything like that. So I wanted everything out there, so we're going to go ahead and start over. I am starting with 5,000 instead of 3,000 this time. It was just easier. But I'm excited to get this going. Hopefully the feeling and all the warning signs that I've been seeing, the last half of the week are correct, and we're in for a good week and, maybe a good couple months. So like I said, I did withdraw all my money except for what I will be starting this new challenge with. And my last challenge, I said I started with 3,000. I ended up with a profit of 126,500, which is about 4,200% on my initial investment. So, and that was over about 9 months, from the end of June to the end of April. So in 9 months, to take my account from $3,000 to almost $130,000 was pretty incredible. Like I said, I was up much higher than that before the last 2 months, but I did give some back. But as a trader, you should always pay yourself, pull money out as you go along, make sure you're not giving 100% of everything back. And by the end of December with my last challenge, I had actually taken out $30,000. So I was well in the profit. Even if I had lost 100% of that account, I was still well in the profit. So that's what I'm going to be doing this time. Starting with $5,000, and we're going to see where it takes us. Could lose all my $5,000. I could be a millionaire by the end of it. Who knows? But I want to have all my trades out there, have everything out there in the open, and everybody can see, follow along. If you're trading along with me, I know a couple of people in the chat room have said that they're going to start and be trading along with me. Hopefully their account can grow, and everybody can make a little bit of money. So that's it for the account challenge that I'm going to be starting. So now we're going to get into the making of this week's watch list. I know last week I did not make a video, so we don't have results from the last week. But the last 2 weeks they've been pretty decent. Like I said, I've started seeing the warning signs that we're kind of coming out of this little funk that we've been in for the last 2 months. So hopefully this week's watch list will give us some plays that we can make some good profit on. Here is the making of this week's watch list. Welcome into the making of this week's watch list. We're going to be running pretty much the same 3 scans we've been running recently, and that is because there really hasn't been a sector or an industry that's really caught on fire that I want to be paying attention to. So I'm going to be looking at my end of day scan that I typically run. I'm going to be looking at any plays that are down over the last couple months but are showing signs of reversal. And then I want to look at any tickers that have a high short percentage. So this is my end of day scan. Everybody should be familiar with this now. Relative volume over 1 is the big one right there. Under $30, that can be adjusted if you have a different price range in mind. And then up 5% on the day. This is Sunday, so up 5% on Friday. And then change from open up, that because you can have a ticker that gaps up and closes up 5% from where it closed on Thursday, but it traded down during market. I don't want to look at those. I want to see something that actually went up during regular market hours. All right, so let's get started. This one sticks out on this break of resistance on this line right here. We do have another resistance right here that it looks like it ran into, ran over, pulled back on Friday, closed below. So that would be 1121. So this is one I am going to put on the list. It's been on a nice run. We do have a channel right here with the bottom support, top support forming a little channel right here. But if we can break over this about 1120 mark, 1125, we could see a pretty nice move up. Now with us sitting right at the top of this channel, I also wouldn't be surprised to see a pullback down to this bottom blue line, but it's definitely worth putting on the list. RSI right at the technically overbought level of 70, but again, if it's not above 80, I'm not too concerned about it. MACD looks bullish, stochastics look bullish. Float a little bit larger than I'd like to trade, the sweet spot for me, but you know, I'm good with that. Average volume over 3.5 million. So yeah, everything looks good. This will be one to put on the list. Okay, so this one was actually one of our end of day plays from Friday. We had a big gap down, little consolidation, and then what appears to be a little bit of a move back up on this candlestick. Our RSI was oversold, coming out of oversold. Our MACD about to cross. Our stochastics are extremely oversold and starting to trend up. The float only 16 million, so a lot smaller than I would typically play, but the chart's there. And average volume over 4.5 million. So to see an average volume of over 4.5 million on only 16 million shares float, that's a huge percentage of it that's trading every day. So this is one, like I said, many people in the chat room are in it, but this is one that will go on the watch list. This play was actually an end of day that was called on Thursday. We played it on this candlestick right here and gave us a nice profit over 10%. I would be looking for this to break the high of day from Friday, which was 287. If this one breaks 287, I could see a pretty healthy move on this one. Our RSI broke over the 50 line on Friday, nowhere near overbought. Our MACD, we actually got a cross on it, starting to head up towards the 0 line, and our stochastics are trending up. Indicators look good. Tiny float, 6.5 million. Relative volume, or the average volume, 3.3 million. So again, huge percentage of it being traded on average. A 6 million float, and the volume on Friday was 9 million, meaning that the entire float traded about 1.5 times. So this is definitely, anytime you see anything with that large of a volume with that small of a float, it's definitely something you should be watching. Again, we're looking for a break over this top resistance, which is about where the high of day was from Friday, around the 287 mark. This one you can see just trading in a channel, and it's sitting pretty much in the middle, so you have about a 50-50 shot going up or down. It's not what we're looking for. We need something that's going to offer at least a 2-to-1, preferably a 3-to-1. So we had this falling wedge formation right here, broke out right here, another green day right there. I don't know how much more it has left in it. If we had seen it right here on this candlestick, that would have been a good buy as it broke out. And we can see that it is a fairly new stock. It's only got, maybe 5 months of a chart. Indicators all look good. 20 million float, average volume. So even if I did see this, this average volume would have kept me out of it. And it's going to keep it off of the watch list as well. Now, if it does pop up tomorrow and has some real volume behind it, then it could turn into a day trade, but I'm not going to put it on the list. Here's another one. We've got resistance up here, 28.45, support $20. So this is a ticker. If it hits $20, you should be buying. I talked about it in the Discord room. I missed it right here. Did not pop up on my scan, but you can see every time that it hits the $20 mark, you get a bounce up. Hits $20 mark, bounce up. Hits the $20 mark, bounces up. And these are pretty large moves. I mean, this one from $20 up to over $30. That's over 50%. This one from $20 up to $24, that's about a 20% move. A little over 20% right there. Now it's at a place where it doesn't offer a good risk to reward, so I'm going to leave it alone. But if you're keeping track out there, if you can put this one on your list, keep it there for a little while, or maybe set up an alert. If this ticker hits $20, you're buying. Let's see, low of 19. So buy $20, set a stop loss at 18.75, and your risk to reward is 3, almost 4 to 1, even to up here. So again, tiny float, good average volume. Again, just missed it. 20 is the buy. Now, if we get up here and we break over this, that could also be a potential buy. But as it sits now, it's doesn't present a good risk to reward. This chart actually looks very similar to CHPT. Numbers are different, but it's right in the middle of the support and resistance. Right at resistance there. Again, kind of right in the middle. $750,000. So this says fintech. It's crypto related in some way. All cryptos are down this weekend, so gonna leave that one alone. Here's one. It poked its head up above this resistance right here, pulled back to close. You can see what happened the last couple times it did that. It ended up falling. I would anticipate that the same thing happens here, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on the watch list to see if it can actually close over. So we'll call it 1850. If you get a close over 1850 on this, we could see more another move to the upside. RSI is good. MACD, we just got a cross. Stochastics look good. Pretty large float. Average volume over 16 million. Everything looks good. Again, we'd be looking for a close over about the 1850 mark. Not enough chart. This is an NFT ticker, and it's going to move with all the other NFT tickers. Don't really see much there. So here is one. This wasn't one of the end of day plays, but it was another play that I mentioned that I liked with a close over 80 cents. Ended up closing at 83. I'm not in love with this long top wick, but I actually took a position in this at 81 right here, yeah, after it ran up and then pulled back. I didn't want to chase it on Friday, but I did wait for it to pull back, and we'll see where it goes. I'll have my stop loss under 80 and probably 77 area, and we'll see what happens. RSI right at the 50 mark. We're getting a cross on the MACD. Stochastics are trending up. 107 million float. Average volume over 12 million. Everything looks good on this as long as it stays above 80 cents. I'll go ahead and put this one on. Again, this was another one that I mentioned with a close over $5 right here. It wasn't an end of day play, but I did say the chart looked nice as long as it closed above 5. The indicators, MACD, crossing the 0 line. Our stochastics are a little bit overbought. And yeah, they're a little bit overbought. RSI, no cause for concern, pretty healthy. Float 42 million, average volume over 1 million. Yeah, I've played this ticker a couple times, and it's a little bit slower moving. Not like some of the tickers we play that are very volatile, but this will be a slower moving, hopefully give some profit next week for the people in the room that got in. This is another one. As long as it stays above 5, it looks like a good play. Okay, so we had support, it bounced up, pulled back to support, bounced up, pulled back to support, broke through, and then went through a little bit of consolidation after it broke support. Now it looks like it's starting to get a little momentum heading back up. We broke back above the support that was broke. This blue line slanting, we closed right at it on the 625 area. So if this can get up above the 625 area, I think we could see a nice move on this one. RSI is trending up, MACD pretty much flat, stochastics trending up, 45 million float, average volume over 6 million. This is one over 625, should be a good play. Average volume 548 or 5.48. So this chart just doesn't, I don't like the way these candlesticks look. I can tell you right off the bat that I don't like it. And it's kind of something that comes along with just experience. You can look at a chart and instantly say, I don't like it, or yeah, I like it. Now there's more research into it, you know, looking at your indicators, looking at all of your statistics down here. But with experience, you can tell typically in just a few seconds if something's intriguing or goes in the trash pile. Here's 1 over 6. Looks very interesting. Double bottom, multiple bottom at 5. So this one breaks over 6. Looks like a good play. Average volume is pretty light, 600,000. Yeah, this is one that if it pops up tomorrow, I might be interested. The chart looks pretty decent. This chart looks pretty hot. I don't know how much of a move it has left from $2 at the beginning of April up over 5 right now. Okay, so that's all of the end of day scan tickers. We're going to go ahead and wash this out. We're going to look at our float short. We're going to go over 30%. AMC, it's obviously been it's received many headlines over the past few months. We've got a triangle forming right here. Looks to have just closed above right there. Who knows? Maybe this is the squeeze that I've been hearing about, even though I believe the squeeze happened from when it went from $2 up to $20 in about 2 weeks. I think that's where the squeeze was, and now it's just a pipe dream. And, you know, this was a story that got people into trading or investing that knew nothing about it. They heard about it on the news and got in. A lot of them are holding on. But who knows? If it gets hot, I'll trade it. I don't have a problem trading any ticker. So this one I'm going to go ahead and put on the list with it closing above. It need to stay above the $10 mark for me. If it started dropping below, I'd be out. Our RSI is right in the middle. Our MACD looks like it's about to cross back to the upside. Our stochastics are trending up. So again, float, huge. Doesn't really bother me because just this ticker This ticker can make crazy moves even with that large of a float because of all the headlines it's getting. I mean, it's averaging 161 million shares a day. That's crazy, crazy high. Here's that CHPT we discussed a little bit earlier. We're down to only 3 pages of results on this scan. I don't really see much that I'm in love with off of this. Yeah. Okay, so that is all for that. And then the last thing we want to look at, performance. We'll go on the month, we'll say down 30%. And then the change from open, we just want it to be up, meaning that it has a green candlestick on the day. We only got 5 pages, so that will work perfectly. There's that ASTC. That one is already on the list. Nothing there. I don't really like that chart. I don't know if I really necessarily agree with this bottom line here. There's not much other than this right here starting to bounce a little bit, but so this play looks interesting. I know it's an NFT play. Had a nice green candlestick on Friday. What did it do? Average volume of 5 million, and it did 10 million on Friday. So this one I'm going to go ahead and put on the list. I would like to see it break the high of day from Friday, which was $12.97 before I became interested, and it would be a day trade for me. This chart looks interesting, EBON, but with crypto down over the weekend, getting killed, I'm not really interested in that. So I'm seeing OCG is an NFT play. This LGHL was supposed to be an NFT play. The DLPN, there's quite a few on this list that had a good day Friday, but I doubt they continue, honestly, and that's why I only put one of them. DLPN was the only one I put on the list. Here's another one, WKEY. This is another NFT play. YVR is as well. So is ZKIN. So many of these are NFT plays. If one moves, they're all going to move together. So I did put DLPN on the list, but that's going to be it. Okay, so that is the end of the scan. It's a pretty light scan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 10 tickers on the list this week. Again, these may turn out to be day trades. They may turn out to be swing trades, or they may turn out to be nothing at all. put these out there. You can do a little bit of research, have it charted out, have your support and resistance already in mind. So that way, if they set up during the week, you're ready to take them and move. You don't have to do a lot of thinking. You're ready to go. Okay, and there is the watch list for this week. Not a very long list, but this list is put out so you can go and do some studying on the weekend and be better prepared for the week. Any little bit of time you can save from working on the weekend will just allow you to make quicker decisions during the week when it really matters. If you have not already done so, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like all the videos. Again, if you would like to follow along with my new $5,000 challenge that I'm starting on Monday, you can join the chat room, or I will give updates every once in a while on this channel. Thanks for joining. Good luck and stay green.